Hello, everyone. Today, my talk is about finding your role. Due to an abusive marriage by my stepfather, my mother kept me in and out of Melrose Elementary School in Sedalia, Missouri. Not being able to be in school regularly, I soon developed a learning disability and ended up in special education. The abusive marriage caused my mother to send me to the park to go play and make new friends. That was when I started playing basketball. I was not tall, but when I dribbled the ball to the basket, it would get blocked or knocked out of bounds. This became difficult for me, fearing that my teammates would laugh at me. But with my mother's encouragement, she said, no matter what happens in life, go out there and find your role. Hold your head up high and start being hard on yourself. I started dribbling that ball to the basket until I became unstoppable. The more I dribbled that ball to the basket, the more my teammates would cheer me on, and the more confident I became at finding my role. I hope you all have people in your life that can cheer you on and help you find your role. Later in my life, I moved to St. Paul, Minnesota with $50 in my pocket to stay with some friends of mine. It wasn't long until I became addicted to drugs and alcohol. I couldn't keep a job. I felt like giving up on my life and began living an unhealthy lifestyle. I knew it was time to have a serious talk with myself. I decided that it was time to overcome my addiction to drugs and alcohol, discover my purpose in my life, and acknowledge all the progress I have made. Shortly after, Minneapolis Community and Technical College came to my rescue. It provided me the tools that was needed to help me succeed in my life. While walking the streets of downtown Minneapolis, I always wanted to help people overcome their addiction, find their role, find housing, shelter, and a better well-being. And I was able to help people, so I got a job as an outreach specialist for the Downtown Improvement District. This experience helped me build trust with the people in my community. I also built trust with the unhoused by providing food, calling Adult Shelter Connect, and people serving people for a place to sleep at night. As an outreach specialist, I was able to hand out gloves, hand warmers, and a warm blanket. I would also come across people who were laying on the ground in need of emergency medical services due to intoxication, dehydration, and when you live in Minnesota during the winter, frostbite from the cold. To better serve my community as an outreach specialist, I would contact the Hennepin County social worker for those who needed more resources. While walking through the Hennepin County Central Library in downtown Minneapolis, I would come across people in need of referrals to the Simpson House for housing and shelter. The Simpson House is a nonprofit organization and a partner of the United Way. While at the Hennepin County Central Library, a lady named Susan approached me. Susan stated that her and her little dog needed a place to stay because the place they were staying at became very unsafe. Susan also stated that her and her little dog slept out on the streets late at night. While sitting down with Susan, I was able to make different calls to different places. Susan was not able to take her dog to the shelter because her dog was not a service dog. Susan became very, very sad and did not want to speak to me and began to walk away. I said, Susan, please come back, have a seat. We've come too far to give up now. I began asking Susan if she ever heard about the 211 United Way helpline. They are always there to help. Susan refused to speak to the 211 United Way because she feared that she would be on the streets at night with her little dog again. I dialed the number to the 211 United Way helpline, put the phone on speaker so the 211 United Way helpline can speak to Susan about her struggles in her life. Several minutes later, Susan was given a referral to a hotel that accepted her and her little dog. Susan was also given a referral to the same hotel the following day by the 211 United Way helpline. As Susan was walking away, she turned to me and said, "I want to thank you so much for your help." I said, "Susan, I want to thank you for thanking me." My work with the United Way, making referrals to the 211 United Way, making referrals to the Simpson House, is incredibly rewarding. The funny thing is, I thought I had just started working for the United Way in August. That's what I originally thought. Turns out, I have been working with the United Way for years, making an impact in people's lives and finding my role in my community. I want to thank you so much for your support and have a wonderful day. Thank you.